The first time was when I was really young. I was probably like 5. My sister was probably 9. My dad bought us a doll's house from a fair down at our Williamstown primary school. He brought it home. It was bare. It was just like a wooden, plain, blank doll's house. And we just spent days and days like pulling it apart, repainting it, doing the wallpaper, making furniture, and then ripping it all out and starting again. I would say that the first doll's house I had was like my dream home. These 3 actually came from my the childhood doll's house. My fruit bowl, my bathtub, and my sink. If you can close your eyes and think of any dream home, we probably would all have many different dream homes that we'd like. It is a really solitary activity. For me, I find it really peaceful. I enjoy doing it on a Saturday morning when I don't have work and it's just me and my cat. COVID was a really low point for me because I really thought that I would never be able to own my own home. That loneliness that came from COVID and that isolation really, I guess, brought about me doing something that made me feel like I had another little dream. So it's like make your own little world. Since buying my own house last year, I think that the dreams that I had for my doll's house became a reality in that I actually have 4 walls of my own, a nest that I built. Nobody else built for me, and I can actually live in it. Knowing you have a place to come home to that's just your special place is like nothing else, I think. So the doll's house I'm working on now, I actually have plans to give it to my sister's brand new baby. Her name is Olympia. I was thinking maybe for her 4th or 5th birthday, so I've got a couple of years to work on it. The evolution of the way it's been in my life, we were kids. It was for fun and to decorate just in whatever way we could. And then I get to pass it on to my new niece. I'm kind of keeping the tradition of passing on doll's houses in our family.
Thanks for watching my video portrait and welcome to vlog 8, where we reflect on what you just watched. The part of my work that I'm happiest with is probably how my idea was translated into a fully realized work. When I was thinking of what to base this project on, I first thought of Claudia and I gravitated towards her doll house because I felt I could lead into the visuals of both her new house and the doll's house and draw parallels between the two. The story that we managed to craft out of the interview we had was what I had been envisioning from the start, and we happened to get a really nice ending where she talks about passing a dollhouse onto her niece, which I felt wrapped the whole thing up nicely. Some of the problematic aspects of my work came from the technical aspects that I wasn't as proficient with as I'd hoped. I hadn't put much thought and work into my lighting, and I felt it wasn't as consistent as I would have liked it to be. The lights in the house we shot in were fluorescent, and the light I had brought with me wasn't adequate for certain shots, since we were shooting at night. This affected the overall look of the video, and I found it quite hard to try to create a consistent image in the editing process. Another technical problem I had was having some shots out of focus, unstable, or just my master shot for the interview moving slightly between takes. I found these small details affected my work and stopped it from being elevated further, and still gave the project an amateur feel. In the future, I think more organization leading up to the shoot and allowing for more time to set up shots would have helped iron out these technical problems. In the editing process, I felt that the cuts between audio takes and also cuts between B-roll and interview footage could have been more seamless. In some places, I feel they highlight the cuts more than hide them, which was not what I was aiming for. A really important lesson I learned during this process was how much research can inform my work. The work I've done in this course has broadened my own definition of research. Previously, research was a very rigid and head-in-the-books type of activity in my mind, and in this sense, I can see how research can encompass many things. Feeling prepared going into a project makes it much easier for me to be in the moment and focus on the shoot, make informed decisions instead of trying to create something on the fly. This is something I learned from the Ravager reading where he discusses freeing yourself to listen. I felt it was easy for me in the situation to be able to focus on listening since Claude and I are good friends and speak frequently. However, going into the interview, having gone over my questions and thinking about the concept allowed me to be able to just listen in the moment and feel like Claude and I were just having a conversation how we normally would. It also allowed me to be able to steer the conversation to guide her towards a topic I wanted her to explore. Freeing yourself to listen can also pertain to elements outside of conducting an interview though. I felt that having informed research behind me allowed me to be in the moment instead of being in my head and analysing what I was making while I was making it. The production process taught me how to be open to what happens during production and be ready to let go of preconceived visions or expectations that I bring with me from the pre-production stage. I was quite attached to shooting this interview during the day since it was my ideal lighting, and I thought the overall look of the video would be more lively in the day. I had to let go of the daytime shoot goal because of time constraints. Claude and I were only available to get together at night. However, letting go of that goal to shoot during the day was not detrimental to my work and gave the video a whole different feel. The night made it feel much more intimate and quiet, playing into the solitary feeling Claude talks about in the interview. I also had to let go of a couple of shots I had planned out in the pre-production stage because of physical space restraints. Relinquishing that control over very specific details was quite freeing for me, since I actually felt that it forced me to then create more involved and informed shots instead of holding onto an idea that actually would not have worked out in the first place. That's about it for my reflection. I'm quite happy with what I ended up making and learnt a lot about my own creative process in that process. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.